Blessings unto all of you. My name is Commander Monka of the Ashtar Command, and it is very, very wonderful to be here and to share some time and space with all of you. I will answer questions, but it is important to open your heart. I am here to share with you a message that is very vitally important. I like these pyramids. These are wonderful little tools. I would like to share with you some information. Recently, Commander Ashtar came and shared with you information about what was happening and what was going on. It was quite dramatic. In that moment, there was grief going on. There was anger going on. What you must understand that even though we are in the fifth dimension, we too have emotions, and we too experience emotions like anger and frustration and sadness and joy and all of those things. And so it is important for you to understand that we decided on a different approach today. I wanted to come and let you know that those that have been missing have been found. Those who were hurt are healing nicely. Steps have been taken. Things are moving forward. So I want to speak to you today about something important. And what I want to speak to you about today is about life. Your life. You have a paradox that you are dealing with. As a starseed, you are dealing with a situation that can be harrowing at times. And I'm not sure if you quite understand what I mean by this. On one side of the ledger, you are incarnated in a human body. You live a human life. You get married, you have children, you have a job, you go to school, all of these things. You have to earn money in order to live. You have to earn money in order to pay your bills and to buy food and all of these things. You have interactions with people. Sometimes they are pleasant, sometimes they are not pleasant. You get angry at people. You get frustrated with your children, with your relationships. You get frustrated at your marriage. Perhaps you have divorced. Perhaps you have lost a partner. You've lost friends. Whatever the case may be. You deal with all of these different things here. And while you are here, these things are real. Significant. We do not discount what you go through, what you experience here. But on the other side of the paradox, there is the fifth dimensional you. There is that part of you that knows why you are here, knows why you are experiencing the things you are experiencing, understands the importance of what is happening here. That side of you is more hidden. So until you have gone through that awakening process, and I'm not just talking about, I now know I'm a starseed. I'm talking about really going through that awakening process, which takes a long time. There is this aspect that is hidden. It's not clear. So the message of today is about letting go. Letting go of your expectations. Letting go of your trepidations. Letting go of your fear. Allowing yourself to walk in your own shoes in a manner that is befitting who you are. Now, for a while now, you've been getting a message. Allow me to state it. I'm only going to state it once, but I'll state it. Trust and faith in yourself for yourself. This message is coming along a lot, and I think you would agree with that. And you may ask yourself, why is that so important? Because that is one of the vital keys to walking your path on this planet. Some would say, well, it's just a saying. It doesn't mean anything. But in truth, it means everything. You see, I reside in the fifth dimension. I am part of the Ashtar Command, and therefore I am part of the Galactic Federation. We are very well versed with what happened in the intergalactic wars. Many of our ranks participated in that conflict. And when I say conflict, it was much, much grander than that. I'll put it this way. If you think you may know what war is on this planet, you do not know what real war is. And what came of that? Growth, learning, understanding, just like it happens here. There are so many who think that once they cross that barrier and enter into the fifth dimension, everything is beautiful, everything is wonderful. Your growth and learning and experiencing does not end when you move into the fifth dimension. You're just getting started. This one, he likes to give the example of the multi-leveled building. And awakening is like going through the different levels, and you get to higher truths and greater truths and things like this. Well, it's almost the same way. You start off here in the third dimension, you go into the fifth dimension, you go into the sixth, into the seventh, into the eighth, into the ninth. It takes a long time to go from one dimension into another. For you, when you go back into the fifth dimension, it'll be an instantaneous thing. It'll be a moment. Why? Because you come from the fifth dimension. There are those of you here as starseeds who come from the sixth dimension. Generally, there are no one who are starseed on this planet who come from beyond the sixth dimension. There are reasons for this. There are some people who believe that they come from the 12th dimension. They do not. At the end of the day, this is in a moment in time designed to assist you in making a choice. This is about making a choice for you in your life. Yes? This is about opening that passageway within in a manner that is more conducive to who you are, that is more conducive to true reality. I have watched friends pass away just like you have. And I have seen them come back in a new life, just like you have. I'm more aware of it because I'm in the fifth dimension, but we have still seen the same thing, just from a different perspective. So the question that you have to ask yourself is, what is most important to you? Do you want to do what you have come here to do? And if you do, it has to start within. It cannot start without. It has to be based in that moment, in that field of love, compassion, centeredness, balance within. You choose. You see, we are here in service to this world. The Ashtar Command is. There is a quarantine around this planet. The quarantine is for certain things, shall we say. For the most part, most beings have free reign because this is a planet of complete free will choice. There are certain things that are not allowed to occur or to happen. And we have prevented some of these things from occurring, such as all-out nuclear war, which we have prevented over half a dozen times on this world. There are certain groups that are prevented from coming here because of who they are. And there are those who are being explicitly told that they must leave. And that departure has begun already. But they are not finished with what they are doing. So I wish to pass on to you a message. We would encourage you to learn to set your rules. Okay? Before you meditate, before you do a healing, before you do a reading, whatever the case may be. And it's a very simple phraseology. It's not complex. I command. See, I command. That's very, very important. This is a planet of complete free will choice. I command. In the totality of the Lord God, Goddess that I am. So basically you are saying, I command in my entire beingness. Yes? That only those beings of light who are here for my highest and greatest good is allowed to communicate to me, through me, or be around my energy field, so be it. It's very simple, you see. It's not rocket science. It's not complicated. Now, why is that so important? To speak to me, through me, or be around my energy field. Now, I am not referring simply to those who channel, like he channels. But think about it. Haven't you ever had an experience where you have passed something on or said something to somebody and later on gone, wow, I wonder where that came from? Almost every starseed in some moment or another will channel something through for somebody else, and they may not even be aware that they are doing it. So it is important to cover all bases, you see. There are those who are working very diligently to disrupt as many people as possible. And that is why it is important for more people to learn this healing modality. So the question that you have to ask yourself is, do you want to do what you have come here to do? You don't have to give me an answer. I don't want an answer from you. Because that is between you and yourself. Because you see, if you do not do what you've come here to do, I am not going to judge you. I'm not going to criticize you. Neither will God, neither will Ashtar, neither will anyone else. The only one that will be truly upset over it will be you. Trust me, I have seen this many times. Now, I am just going to scroll down. If there are those of you who are here who would like to ask a question with regards to anything that I have been speaking about or anything about the command that you wish to know, please ask. I am more than happy to answer your questions to the best of my ability. This is not a project that will be finished in a month, in a year, in 100 years, in 1,000 years. This project takes millions of years. And many times it'll take tens of millions of years to completely be completed in linear time, in time here. If you are patient, open, and fluid, Spirit will direct your life completely. And the one thing that you know is that when you cross over, when that moment comes and you cross over, you will know without a doubt you have done what you came here to do. And I'm going to tell you right now, you may disagree with me. You may say that I do not know what I'm talking about, but I can assure you of one thing. When that time comes, you'll know what I am talking about and the truth of that it is. Michelle Duke, as a starseed, do we still have a body in the fifth dimension while we are here on Earth? This is a good question. Actually, I will come back to that because there is something very important here. Beck, you ask for words for cord cutting. It's very simple. You can do it any way you wish to do it, but the most easiest way to do it, in truth, is to ask for Archangel Michael to come with his flaming blue sword and to cut all cords that are attached to you. And once they are cut, they will go back to whoever they have come from. And it is important to cut your cords every day. That is the easiest way to do it, Beck. So I would suggest you do it. Now we will move on to Michelle's question. When an individual, when a star seed incarnates, generally speaking, they do not have a body in the fifth dimension. They are here. That aspect of their soul which does not fit into the physical body is their higher self. They are monitored all the time by their families, by their true families, and they are also monitored by the Ashtar Command as well as the Office of the Christ Consciousness and Sananda. They will also be monitored on occasion, depending upon who they are, by the High Council of the God Star. There are, however, a few individuals, a few star seeds. It is not something that is common at all, because the thing that it is not something that is overly recommended because it can cause different issues. But there are certain individuals, because of who they are able to do this. There are those who are known as split souls. Those who are split souls have a physical body, shall we say, here, incarnated upon this earth right now, and they are also incarnated in a different body, in their true body, in the fifth dimension. He is a split soul. So he is an expert at split souls and the whole process and everything like that. But that is a very rare situation and is only done for specific reasons for specific individuals. Excellent question, though. James, what else other than protection does the Ashtar Command do? We assist the Office of the Christ Consciousness in projecting love onto the planet. We also assist the High Council of the God Star, as well as different councils such as the Council of Light and the Council of the Christ Consciousness, things like this, in assisting this planet and all the star seeds on this planet. So we also have people who are part of the Ashtar Command who are incarnated on the earth as star seeds. So we are monitoring them as well and assisting in whatever way that we can to assure that things are moving forward in the manner that they are meant to be moving forward in. Sadas, you know that you are part of the Ashtar Command, which you are, but would like to know what your specific service to Earth is and who you are working with from the Ashtar Command. Generally, as far as I'm aware, you are working with Commander Soltek. There are a couple of others, but I would say he is the main one. Much of your focus is around healing, generally healing of the soul. That is generally your area of expertise, shall we say. Michelle, impatience and lack of tolerance are your character defects. If that is what you believe, then so be it. Danica, All the work that you have done to be awakened at this moment in time will be remembered in our next life, or do we go through this rigmarole again? Do not apologize, for it is not a silly question. It is an excellent question. Each incarnation is unique unto itself. There is a thread throughout the other lifetimes that you have led, but there are specific things that generally you are wanting to achieve within a particular incarnation. There are things that will carry over, of course. In your next incarnation on this planet, you will not awaken as you have in this incarnation. Okay? But you also won't be trying to balance a myriad of different energies as you have been doing in this incarnation either. The next incarnation will be very different, because your next incarnation, unlike this incarnation, you will be filled and you'll be running the new energy. Whereas in this incarnation, the main focus of those who are awakening are bringing in the new energy and putting it into the planet to reach a particular vibrational frequency in order for things to begin to fundamentally shift and change planetarily at this time in this world. Okay, so the bottom line is that you won't have to be going through a lot of this rigmarole next time. You will actually be living that spiritual life no matter what it is you are doing. All you have to do, Beck, with regards to additional protection in your home to protect while you are sleeping is simply to ask your guides, and they will make sure that that happens. Heather Melody, you've been having what have been deemed to be panic attacks, but you feel these are releases of old traumas, energy to do with inner work that you are doing. Personally, when I tune into your particular energy, I would have to agree with you. You've been very, very conscious and very focused on trying to release the past and release the limitations that you've been carrying within you. And so what ends up happening is sometimes they come up to be released and you experience them in different ways. You may experience it through pain, through anxiety. You might experience it through headaches. You might experience it in a number of different ways. The thing to do is, when you go into that mode, if you feel like anxiety is coming over you, stop, breathe, focus on centering and balancing within your heart. And then once you are doing that, release that which no longer serves and allow it to go out through the bottoms of your feet into the earth. And Gaia, Mother Earth, will take care of that for you. Okay, that would be my recommendation to you. Stephen Green, you have stated that no star seed on this planet is from a higher dimension than a 6, yet you have been told by a reliable source that you come from a planet of a significantly higher dimension. Can you confirm either way which planet or dimension your home is? No, I cannot. This one, when we come through someone, okay, we have to utilize their filters, their words, their experiences, things like this to convey our messages. He doesn't get names, so to bring through a name, I'm not able to do that. Now, please also understand that there are those planets out there that have individuals who are, say, in the 6th dimension. There are also individuals on that planet that are in a higher dimensional frequency, vibrational frequency than the 6th dimension, but on the same planet. Okay? So the thing to do is this. I am telling you the truth as I know it. You're not required to believe it. You have to discern it, not by what other people have told you and taking that as truth, just like I am not suggesting that you take everything that I say as truth. You need to discern it within your heart, see if it resonates. Do it that way. That would be my recommendation. Yes, James, split souls are fascinating topics. Gretchen, you protect yourself and your children daily. Do you need to keep protecting yourselves, or should you be more focused on raising your vibration and frequency? So the more that you do that, the more you won't need protecting due to your vibration and frequency rising. I would suggest you do both. That would be my recommendation. Sabs Deans, how do I know if I am a starseed? Ask your heart. I can assure you you are, but just because I say it means nothing. I would suggest you go within your heart and see what you feel. See what resonates within your heart. Are you a starseed? What does your heart say, yes or no? The Council of Light, James, is made up of different races. Generally, they are races that focus on being of light. But it is made up of different races. There are different ones who make up that particular council, James. I would highly recommend that you focus your question on your heart. That would be my recommendation to you on that particular topic. Judith, the Great White Brotherhood is a council. It is also a misnomer because it is not made up of simply men. It is made up of men and women, and there is a wide variety of both. The Great White Brotherhood is a fraternity of men and women who are dedicated to the evolution of this universe. And they work tirelessly to assist planets who are going through the evolutionary and ascension process. And they also work with many other worlds in different fashions, different ways. We do have a member of the Great White Brotherhood High Council who sits on the High Council of the Ashtar Command as an observer. And along with this, there is work that is done between the Ashtar Command and the Great White Brotherhood. They are an organization, shall we say, that is throughout this galaxy and throughout this universe. Well, Sabs, you're asking if you work with the Ashtar Command and how you can open communication, and yet your first question was, how do you know if you are a starseed? One question at a time, so this you have to answer within yourself. In time, you will become much more aware. It takes belief in yourself and really beginning to know yourself and listen within yourself to gain these answers. There are those who can open the door for you. There are those who can provide you with that opening. Yes? But it is up to you to do the work and to do what you need to. And one more thing to you, Sabs. You're not meant to be a medium. That is my word to you, so you can take that as you wish. Angie, so when the prophecy of second coming of Christ, this was referring to bringing Christ consciousness to us and awakening within, remembering. Well, not really, because I mean, technically, the second coming of Yeshua or the Christ already happened. Yeshua, who basically infused the Christ consciousness into this planet 2,000 years ago. So it was already infused here. The thing you need to understand is you look at time simply from the standpoint of linear time. But it's like Spirit plays the long game. They're not sprinters. Spirit doesn't do sprinting. Spirit does the marathon. Spirit is taking its time to put everything into place properly. And so you may look at it from the standpoint of well, how soon is this going to happen? Or, will this happen this year, in the next 6 months? Spirit doesn't look at it that way. It's all about divine time, divine order, and divine rightness. Carrie and Simmons Surratt. What happens if we don't receive the messages that we should receive? Is there something you can do? Listen. Within. I can assure you, you will receive the messages you need to receive. Your job is to discern. Your job is to don't put yourself into a box, which you've had a tendency to do. Be fluid. Be open to the possibilities, the potential. This one had all these people asking to do a workshop. He had already decided to do no more workshops here in New Zealand. But because he is fluid, he's like, okay, it's very obvious what's going on here. This is a message from Spirit. I need to pay attention. And so he's gone, okay, I will do one more. Even though he said he wasn't going to do any more, he's still fluid enough to go, okay, well, it's obvious Spirit wants this to happen, so I will do this. So it's about being fluid and just allowing and trusting. Not only trusting in yourself, the theme of the time, which is trust and faith in yourself for yourself, but also trust and faith in Spirit that you will receive what you need when you need it, and you will, I can assure you. Robin Ringgold, you are having an incredible amount of body quakes and contortions. Could you tell you what is happening to your body? You are going through an transformation within. It's not going to make a huge difference on the outside, but it's making a huge difference on the inside. You've been doing a great deal of work, and what's happening is a shifting and change that's happening within you. So pay attention to that. The blue ray healing is just a name. The BlueStar healing is a name. This is third dimensional reality. This is for Janine. You utilize labels to explain things. This one is horrible with names. So he is named he operates with the BlueStar because when he was on his ship, he experienced a symbol on a door. And although there's more than this, it was a 6-pointed blue star. And this resonated at such a deep level within him. So that's why he calls his organization, the overall organization, BlueStar Spiritual or BlueStar Universal, and why the healing modality is called the BlueStar Healing Method. The fact of the matter is the BlueStar Healing is a true quantum healing modality, more so than almost any other healing modality on the planet. I'm saying that, not him. When an individual finishes the training of this healing modality, they are literally connected to the quantum grid and can operate in a quantum way while in physical on this planet. The blue ray healing you are referring to cannot do that. Jackie, are you on the right track with the path you are currently on? You're not going to like my answer. Ask your heart. It's not my place to tell you if you are on the right track with your path. It's your path. This is not take my power time. This is empowerment time. Trust your heart. Ask your heart. The one thing I will tell you is that overall you have been doing very, very well. Kai-Ying Lee, yes, you are doing your mission in this incarnation. As far as your consciousness and your third eye, do not worry about it. Allow. Go within more. Listen to your heart more. Just be. You have to understand. Feel. Trust in what you feel. Trust in what you get. This is the most important aspect. Think about it. This one's third eye works fine. And yet when he closes his eyes and imagines anything like an apple, a building, a car, whatever the case may be, he sees nothing. But he can do anything that needs to be done. Do not worry about your third eye. Do not worry about things like this. Trust in yourself. Open your heart more. Just flow. You are following your passion. Trust in that. Trust in who you are. Is there a way of preventing cords from being attached before they are? From Beck. Would it be easier to do this than removing them? You did a healing on someone on a weekend. It was next level and you haven't been able to get her out of your head since. You have been told this generally indicates a cord connection and you've tried cutting it several times. You do not have a cord from her. You are trying to work through what occurred in the healing. You can place a bubble around yourself, but the bottom line is that generally speaking, because of your lives here incarnated on this planet, there's no way to fully maintain a bubble around you 24/7. The best thing to do is just make sure that you are monitoring yourselves every day. And actually, that is actually preferred, and I will tell you why. If you are focusing on whether you are courted every day, if you are setting your rules every day, then you are being more conscious in the moment. And that will actually serve you more than you can possibly imagine. Tracy, yes, you are. Romaine, yes, you are part of the Ashtar Command. Those who work with you have not gone anywhere. You move in and out of this moment of belief and disbelief, and you need to settle and just focus within, and what you will see, you will find. Danica, you love your husband dearly. You feel he is possibly your twin flame as well as a star seed with a powerful purpose. However, you are finding it very difficult to bring together where you are at in the direction he is in. Can you ask your team to help with this? You also have 2 star seed children to bring up, and you feel a bit overwhelmed. Allow me to put it to you this way. You need to take things moment by moment. Do not be concerned or worried about particular directions in a moment. Feel your way. It is obvious you feel a very deep connection with your husband. Someone can go into a particular direction for a while and then change directions. The other thing to remember is this. Even when 2 people come together, there's 3 paths. There is his path, her path, their path, or his path, their path, or her path, their path. I do not differ, that is inconsequential to me. There's no issue there. So remember that there is your path, his path, and your path together. And sometimes you are more focused on your path, sometimes he's more focused on his, sometimes you are more focused together. It's about finding that balance. And the more you find that balance, the easier it will become for you. Things are a little bit out of balance in the moment, and that's where your focus needs to be. With regards to your children, they are very headstrong, and I understand that. You just need to keep breathing, ask for assistance. The assistance is there. Just trust it and know that it is there, and just step forward each day the way you know you need to. Danica, perhaps not. James, for the majority of us will tell you to look on the inside. We are about empowering people, not taking away their power. Jackie, data comes through not in linear ways. Is that right? For what I see, I get ridiculed for. Well, perhaps you should be more discerning on who you share that information with. Because each individual brings through information differently, according to who they are, according to their abilities, and according to why they are here and what they are here to do. So I would not be concerned about that so much. Just be more discerning on who you share that information with. Because there are those who you will share that information with, and they will embrace you and say, that's fantastic, no problem. And sometimes they will ridicule you because they are scared. Christy, you feel that you have a block or a heaviness that you have been unable to clear. Can you help with this? What I will do is just let it go, and someone will actually take it from you if you will let it go. Leomi Mulhern, can we tell you who you are working with? You are working with your guides. You are also working with those from your home. And no one said that. You did say, Danica, that your children were headstrong. I said that. So I'm going to answer these last couple of questions, and that's going to be it. Susan Proctor, you've been having issues with your epilepsy. It isn't a situation energetically, but it is also an issue around the mental body. You are too focused trying to work things out mentally. You need to go within. You need to stay more balanced and centered within your heart. And this will help in dealing with that particular situation. Well, Stacy, I would ask you what you feel. Trust in your heart, Stacy. You know how to do that. And Beck, any further words of wisdom for today? I have these for you. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Honor yourself. This is the vitally important thing to do. I give you much love. I am Commander Monka of the Ashtar Command, and I thank you for joining us this evening. May you be blessed upon your journey. Trust in your heart and your connection, and know that you are walking a path that will eventually lead you home.